Hello, beautiful manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about stopping letting the 3D push you around. It's kind of going to be a remake of a video that I made like a few days ago, and I deleted it. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that. But other than that, if you're new here, I am Olivia Grace. This is the Master Manifestors channel. Here I talk about manifestation, law of assumption, all that good stuff. So if you're into that, I'd love to have you be a part of the community. I do have coaching options in the description. So if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, you can. If you'd like to join the Patreon for daily metaphysical Bible breakdowns and daily scripting prompts. Right now we're doing a 30-day revision challenge. You can join there. You get your first 7 days free. So yeah. All right, let's get started. Hi, Azania. Hi, Lori. Hi, Blessing. Hi, Natoya. Hi, Takira. Thank you, beautiful. Hi, Mocha Drop. Okay. All right, guys. Hi, Jess. All right, so let's get started with the video. So what we're going to be talking about today, like I said, this is a remake of a video that I just deleted like a couple days ago, and it was talking about validation. And this is honestly one of the things that like really changed the game for me with manifestation and is going to change the game for you, especially if you're someone who finds yourself like heavily triggered by 3D, or if you find yourself really feeling like because of what I'm seeing, I can't have what I want. It's going to help you. Okay. So in the video I did before, I talked a lot about how we are programmed to be validated from outside of ourselves from the beginning of time, like from the beginning of our lives. We're taught, when you're born or when you go to school, are you a good kid? If your teacher says you're good, you're good. If your teacher says you're bad, you're bad. With your parents, like it's always been somebody else to tell us who we are. And so our sense of self is literally built, most people sense of self is built off of everybody else's opinions, right? But if we know anything, being in the law of assumption community and being in manifestation, we know that honestly, people's opinions of you have almost everything to do with them and nothing to do with you, And so you literally built yourself a self off of other people's fucked up sense of self. So, all right, cool. Now, let's bring this into the metaphysics, okay? Because when it comes to manifestation, like the main thing that you're doing is transcending what you're seeing. You're coming above what you're seeing. You're coming beyond what you're seeing. You're mentally going beyond what you're seeing, okay? I guess let me start right there. I'm gonna just let myself go because that's the first thing. People like, oh, but I'm seeing this in 3D, but 3D is looking like this and I can't ignore it because look, and da-da-da-da-da, and that's fine, okay? I don't tell y'all to ignore 3D. I say you need to spend time putting your mind on what you want, right? You have to spend time closing the door to the senses, right? Closing yourself off from what you're seeing and putting your attention on what you want, okay? It's a must do. No, unfortunately, you can't just sit there and continue to give attention to bullshit and think that you just gonna give attention to bullshit and somehow that's gonna produce the results that you want, okay? Yeah, you do have to intentionally, and no, it doesn't matter how fucked up your circumstances in 3D. You still have to do that, okay? Now, here's the thing. Most of us know that on a surface level, right? A lot of us know that on a deep level, that, okay, I have to do this, but you don't, right? But you don't. Why not? Because you believe what you see, right? So if what you see is in front of you, you believe that that's true. Not only is it true, but that's all it could be, right? It can't be anything else because that's what it is. So I have to panic on this. I have to focus on this. I have to identify with this, right? Why? Because your validation comes from outside of you, okay? And as long as your validation comes from outside of you, you are going to be thrown from here to there, okay? You're going to be thrown from here to there. So your validation and manifestation has to come from inside of you. It's not about, do I have it because I see it? It's, do I have it? Do I decide that I have it? Then I have it. And that's it. You have to come beyond what I'm seeing in 3D means I don't have it. All right. What do I tell y'all? if that's what you're going to do, if you're going to say, well, what I see is what it is, and that's all that it is, and that's all I can be, then go ahead and be a muggle. Go ahead and be a muggle. Go ahead and judge by appearances. And then you can be like all the muggles and get you a picket sign and march for, you know, higher motherfucking, I don't know, minimum wage or some shit, and trying to convince people to configure themselves to do what you want them to do so you can feel good about yourself. Just go ahead and do that. Go ahead and try and force things in 3D. But if you're going to be a mystic, then what is can't be your concern. Literally. It can't be what you're concerned about. It can't be what you're focused on. It can't be what validates you. It can't be what makes you decide, am I having what I want or not? Okay? The moment that you stop looking to 3D to decide for you, am I having what I want or not? You go to where the real power is. Okay? You go to where the real power is. So validate yourself. Do you have it? Stop saying, do I have it 3D? Do I have it? Oh, I guess I don't have it. Right? And you could do that. Like, you can identify as not having it and identify as a person in Tringsville, and you can spend time in Tringsville for as long as you want to. Or you can actually decide right now in this brand new moment that I have it now. I have it now because I said so. Because my say so is what makes the world form. Because I said so. Not because anything is confirming it to me. Not because anyone is confirming it to me. This is something that will really help you guys with your SPs. I'm going to talk about it in this way for you too. Okay? And actually really with all your manifestations, because let's get into this with self-concept, okay? So your self-concept, how you feel about yourself in relevance to whatever it is, right, is what's expressing in 3D. Then you're looking at what's expressing in 3D and you're saying to yourself, oh, well, I don't have it, right? Because the validation is still in 3D. So, man, see, look at my bank account. I don't have no money. See, look, SP, he doesn't talk, he doesn't prioritize me. So that's what it is. And then it reinforces how you feel about yourself. And because that you're letting that tell you what you think about you. You're letting your bank account tell you how rich you are. And that's why you never come beyond a certain point, because you look to what is. So you can't come beyond what is as long as you keep looking to what is and confirming and deducting from that that's who I am now. At some point, you guys, like I said, yes, you have to look at the complete opposite circumstance. You have to look at the complete opposite evidence and literally claim something else. For real, for real. Okay? So with self-concept, most of the things that you want, pretty much all the things that you want because you want to have a feeling about yourself. And you think that getting this thing is going to give you a feeling about yourself. You think it's going to give you a self-concept, right? Which is funny because most of the time, what we want, the desire that we have, is opposite of the self-concept that we're currently holding. That's why we want it so bad. Okay, even like the more that you even want it, all longing for it, is because who you identify as versus the version who has it is different. Okay. And so you keep standing from within the state of consciousness that says, I don't have it. Give it to me out there and I'll have it. But until then, I don't have it. I'm not her. I'm not him. All right. So instead, when you validate yourself, this is what I'm telling y'all. Listen to me. When you validate yourself, you will fucking pick up and put down beliefs and self-concepts like damn leaves on the ground, because you don't feel attached to it. It's not about like, yeah, you could have been something your whole life and be something new today. Okay? I was a shy, quiet person. I would never do anything like this my whole life. Now I'm not, just like that. Okay? It doesn't matter. You're the one that keeps saying, oh, but look at my past and what it's been and what it was 5 minutes ago, and that's still who I am. Well, who's saying that? You're saying that. You get to decide, yeah, all that other shit is the old me. That's not me anymore. I'm me. I'm this new me now. And you validate that within yourself. Why? You don't say, I'm the new me now. Let me check my bank account to see if it caught up. I'm the new me now. Let me ring up my SP to see if he caught up. No, I'm the new me now, period. There's no follow-up to it. And instead of continuing to look for the confirmation and the validation in 3D, you're going to continue to validate yourself within. I'm me. I'm the new me now. I'm the new me now because I said so. I'm the new me now. And you're knowing that because your assumptions, though false, have persisted and hardened into fact, you're knowing that as you continue to say that, that's what it's going to be. And you're knowing that the reality is a reflection of you. Okay? Time is going really slow. So if you guys have questions, I can answer some questions. But reality is reflecting you. That's the thing, y'all. You trying to have your hands in everybody else's basket. You trying to have your hands all in how do I get the world to do what I want it to do? Well, the control center is in your brain. It's in your mind. It's in your consciousness. And you keep going where the control center is not. Because you've been taught and programmed that that's the control center. You see what I'm saying? You've been taught that what's outside of you controls you. What's outside of you is the boss of you. Reality is the boss of you. You've been taught that. Time to unlearn it. Okay? Time to unlearn it. Reality is only the boss of you as long as you keep allowing it to be the boss of you. All right? Validate yourself. Stop looking to 3D to tell you something. Stop looking to others to tell you something about yourself. Okay? It doesn't matter. I just realized I never fixed my eyebrow. All right. Okay. At first, am I supposed to be saturating a lot like affirming 24/7 if I keep going back? If you keep going back, like the old story. Okay. I mean, to be honest, you guys, I think that robotic affirming is a good thing to do when you're heavily triggered. If you're having trouble like focusing, but I would say to ensure that you're affirming for yourself. Because a lot of times when you're affirming, you're affirming for a shift in 3D. And so you keep looking at 3D, which keeps you in the state of, I don't have it yet. And until I see it in 3D, I don't have it yet. Instead of going to the control center, which is identifying as the person who has it. Okay. So what I mean by that is like, if you are, I don't know. It just depends. Like, I don't want to get all into specifics, but sure. If that's what you want to do, then yes, do it. What's the difference between time elasticity and control learned behavior? I don't see how those two things correlate. Okay. If my thoughts keep coming back to back, your thoughts keep going back to back. Okay. Yeah, I would say, yeah, I mean, you can, but what I'm saying is like, you should look at what is the, like, it's hard for me to say this. What is the story behind it? Like, if you find yourself like you're affirming, and your thoughts keep fighting you, it just, there's so many things. Like, it just depends. Like, it could be that you maybe haven't been affirmed. Like, you might be affirming for 24/7, but you've been affirming for 2 days, and you're affirming against a thought that's very prevalent in your mind. It could be that, it could be that your self-concept is in literal opposition, which it probably is that, you know what I'm saying? If you believe, for instance, if you're, let's just take it's an SP. And you're like, oh, Tommy texts me all the time. But your self-concept, your belief in love is I'm always ignored. I'm always ignored. So you're affirming Tommy texts me all the time, but what you believe and who you believe that you are is I'm always ignored. And so you being ignored is a deep feeling about yourself, so it keeps being expressed. You might even get spurts of Tommy texting you and then he leaves you on red and ghosts you again because that's your self-concept. Okay. And you can't, even if you're affirming for Tommy to text you, you keep thinking about, well, Tommy never texts me though, because that's your self-concept. You see what I'm saying? So what's the story behind whatever it is that you're affirming? What do you really believe is true? Okay. Eva. Oh my God. Dearest Olivia, seeing 3D as a naughty child was so accurate. I'm a teacher and they're annoying little shits. Both need our charisma and strong character to submit. I love that. Can't slap them, unfortunately. Hilarious. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, I'm a federal government employee and the government is shut down. I've been trying to manifest money so I don't have to care, but I keep feeling overwhelmed. Okay, cool. All right. Not cool, I mean, but like, all right, let's talk about this. So the first thing that I will say, Carisha, is to address the feeling of overwhelm. All right. This is something especially, like, please hear me when I say this, okay? This is something that when it comes to money, first of all, when you guys think about receiving money, like Carisha, if you were to receive a big fat ass check today, how would you feel? What was the first thing you would feel? Most of the time, it's along the lines of peace and relief, right? But when you're stressed about money, you're in the complete opposite state. You're in the state of struggle and like lack and like poverty, right? And so the overwhelming feeling is like your brain or your body or your chemicals or whatever the fuck is producing that feeling because it's saying if we produce this feeling, it's going to cause you to do something to get us out of trouble, right? To get us to get some money. Something, you'll do something if you know that we're in trouble, right? But we know that consciousness is more powerful than our action, right? And so you moving into a state of calm and ease is going to bring you more money than your action is going to bring you, right? But that's a conscious awareness. So there's a few things that I would suggest for you to do, Carisha. Like I said, address the feeling of overwhelm simply because it's going to make everything else you do work better and easier. It's going to help you to clear out your mind and to regulate yourself, get yourself into a stable place mentally where you can focus on what you want to focus on, okay? So I suggest EFT for that. Like you can do EFT for money, you can do EFT for anxiety, you could do EFT for overwhelm, you can do it for whatever. Then I want you to continue to saturate your mind with having what you need and what you want really, right? To be honest, Carisha, this is just what I'm feeling to be true, is something that can quantum leap your money. This is what happens when we lose the thing that we depend on, right? When we lose the thing that we depend on to give us money in 3D, it forces us to depend on our mind. It forces us to depend on our consciousness. It forces us to depend on the true limitless source, which is our consciousness. So you actually tap into way more money than you could when your money never moves beyond like your biweekly paycheck, okay? So saturate your mind in whatever way. You can do affirmations. I suggest Brian Scott's Large Sums of Money, deep sleep meditation. Play that while you sleep. During the day when you're doing what you're doing, listen to affirmations. Keep your mind focused, right? Now, and that I say that because this is what I would suggest for you to do when you're in anxiety, all right? Is just really saturate your mind, address the anxiety. Now, I'm going to give you something that can shift you today as well, okay? So what could shift you today is step into the state. First of all, everybody here, I need y'all to tap and tune in because it's going to help you with everything. First, the fuck all is recognize a real dawn when you see one, okay? I know some of y'all probably don't know what I mean when I say that, okay? Like, and what I mean when I say that is realize who you are. Realize who you are, for real, for real. Realize that the thing that you've made a giant is a grasshopper truly to you. You're the giant. Realize that you're God of your reality. You're the operant power. The fear is going to talk to you like you're not shit. The fear is going to talk to you like, oh, you're subject to all these things. Oh my gosh, la-di-da. You can't do these things. Okay. And that's all right. You don't even have to really like smother the fear. You could let the fear be there. That's fine. I understand the fear is there because it wants to protect you, but you also know who you are. Carisha, you know who you are. You know who you are. And always realize, y'all, you got a choice to panic or not. You got a choice to give in to the circumstance or not. You have a choice to rise above that, and you already did that. You already did that in so many lifetimes. You've done it in so many dimensions. You've done it in so many nows. You've done it in this moment now, Carisha, infinite times. You've done it now, where you stepped into the reality where you was like, wait a minute. I'm me. This whole thing is me. Money is me. The reality is me. Yes, I was seeing my job as a catalyst to money, but truthfully, money comes to me all the time. Money comes from me. You the money factory. Honestly, you guys, I want to make like a TikTok or something about comparing like your consciousness to being the plug, but I don't know how that's going to go around. I don't know how that's going to go over. But basically, you know what I'm saying? You kind of like nickel and diamond on the corner when really you're the grower. You see what I'm saying? You're not even Pablo. You're who Pablo comes to shop. You see what I'm saying? You're the plug. Okay? You're the plug of everything that you could need. But you're nickel and diamond on the corner. You see what I'm saying? Some of y'all see what I'm saying. Step into the state right now. What if you were the version of self that manifesting money was easy and instant for you? What if manifesting money has always been easy and instant for you? What if you really believed I'm the God of my reality? What if we really took that serious instead of just saying it like an affirmation? What if we really took that serious and knew that nothing is above us? Nothing is above us. Money is not above you. Command it, demand it, decide it. No, everything is taken care of and more, period. Rest into that, right? If you heard it, your father heard it. It's done. And I'll be looking forward to your success story, to be honest. Susan, I love you if you're still here. If I affirm I have a boyfriend now, is that good? Yeah, sure. I guess I would say I like to include feeling, you guys. I like to include feeling. I think feeling is good. Like you could say something like, I'm in the happiest relationship of my life. Or I feel so loved, adored, and cherished. Or, you know, something like that. Okay, Olivia. When 3D keeps showing only shitty low-paid jobs, how to stay confident a perfect job will appear? Having anxiety and doubts. Okay, really great question. All right. First of all, don't worry about 3D. Okay, Diana, this is the point of the whole video. 3D is showing you that because that's where your consciousness is. All right. This is what you believe right now. All right. I want y'all to look at 3D. What do you say about it? What do you say? What's up in 3D right now? It's showing shitty low paid jobs. Okay. Who decided that? You decided that. Okay. You're not deciding that because you want to, but you're accepting what you're seeing and saying, I guess that's what it is. No, truthfully, Diana, honestly, actually, what I heard was you already got the perfect job and you loved it. They're paying you even more than what you wanted. They're paying you even more than what you wanted. Your boss is just enamored with you. Like there's nothing, you can't do anything wrong. Everything you do is perfect. It's incredible. The hours are what you want. The commute is what you want. Everything is exactly what you want. And it came to you so easily. You didn't even put an application in. They just called you and was like, come in for an interview. Actually, you know what? Fuck the interview. We love your resume. We want to hire you. And honestly, Diana, that's the only thing you should give attention to is how wonderful it is now that you have the job that you love. That's it. Yeah, you know what? There is a reality where they're only showing shitty low-paid jobs and we don't know it anymore. We just moved from there. We don't even know what it's like over there. Okay? Okay. All right. How do we create and keep a solid self-concept? I love that, Alexa. I would say number one, validating yourself, okay? Because what happens is, a lot of times what happens is we build up our self-concept, then we fall back into the dream. We fall back into being validated by what's going on outside of us. So, you know, let's take the situation before. Let's say you've been confident, you've been feeling good, you lose your job, you're trying to get a new job, it's not working out. Damn, I guess I'm not good enough. Damn, I guess this, I guess that, you know, and you start judging yourself based off what's going on. Like, y'all, listen to me. When you understand that you can validate yourself, it does not matter what you tell yourself right now. To be honest, you should be talking about yourself to yourself a lot, okay? You can have a nice little routine, right? You can have a little meditation, a little affirmation that you like to do. You can just play affirmations in the shower. You can play affirmations while you sleep, but keep pouring into yourself, okay? That's how you create and maintain a self-concept. But you should be talking to yourself often, okay? Talk to yourself often. Keep pouring, just keep hyping yourself up, to be honest. And keep Keep yourself on your mind, y'all. I'm telling you. Like, focus on yourself. Something I notice about very, very confident people, they focused on themselves. They not focused on other people, bruh. While you over there looking like, damn, that lady in the corner, she looking at me crazy. The confident person is like, girl, I was in the mirror. I didn't even notice her over there. Okay? Focus on yourself. Know that you're the prize, y'all. Listen, I ain't told y'all this in a minute. You're the prize. Not the dusty ass boy or the dusty ass girl. You're the prize. Okay? You're the one galactifying the galaxies. You're the one that your energy is so incredible that just your presence is uplifting to others. You're that one. Okay? You're Neo. All right? This is your shit. This is your movie. All right? Keep your self-concept. Keep yourself on the pedestal. Stop getting off the pedestal. Stop you coming off your throne to go fucking talk with peasants. Why? Recognize a real dawn when you see one. When you do that, it's going to make everything else so much easier. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Ty, for the super chat. I've been in this weird state of indifference. My money isn't changing despite me trying, but I'm not even bothered. I just keep firming and keep telling my new story. Hope this means movement is on the way. Fuck movement. And it is here. It's done. To be honest, Chantel, that's a good place. That's a good space to be in. When you're in indifference and you're continuing, you're persisting despite what you're seeing, that's a very good place to be. Okay? But also, all right? Also, stop like run this back, okay? Stop looking and saying, well, I don't see it yet, so I don't have it. That's not true. If somebody was sending you a check today, Chantel, you would literally actually have it, even though you don't see it. You see what I'm saying? Stop waiting on movement. I don't want you, like all of y'all, movement is banned, okay? Ain't no movement, okay? Fuck movement. Are we manifesting movement? No. We want what we want. So you have it then. First of all, recognize a real dawn when you see one, right? Because when you say, but Olivia, all of that is you not recognizing who you are. You're not realizing that you're the one that gets to say, let there be light, and it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're that one. So claim it. It is there. And I'm looking forward to your success story. How do you tap into the state? Do you affirm to get into the state? Think like you have it. How do you maintain the state? Okay, let me answer these one at a time. Okay, how do you tap into the state? I'm assuming you mean the God state or any state. Okay, for me, how I tap into a state is, what if it were true? Okay, this is how you can do that immediately. What if it was true? What if it were true that I had this money now? What if it were true that I was in this incredible relationship now? What if it were true if my business was booming now? How would I feel, right? What if? Just like I always say, what if we were princesses? Let's play pretend. I'm telling y'all, do it playful like a child, okay? Y'all, do you think it's a coincidence that the most powerful thing that we have access to is also what we're told is the most childish and useless thing that we have access to? Your imagination. So when I tell you be childish, you're like, no, it couldn't be. It must be something more difficult, and it's literally not. What if it were true? When I ask you, let's play pretend, let's play like princesses. When I say that, your mind supplies you with what that would be like, okay? What if it were true that I had what I wanted, okay? Do I affirm to get into the state? You can do that as well, all right? But this is the thing, for me, you can affirm to get into a state, right? But for me, I like to make my affirmations a proclamation, which means I'm taking the affirmation and accepting it as a fact. Well, this is a fact now because I have the ability and the supremacy to do that. So what if that was true? What if it was a fact now? Think like you have it. That happens kind of automatically with you asking yourself, what if it were true? How can you maintain the state if you need to take action in your 3D to deal with responsibilities? Take action. If you need to take action, take the action, but just keep doing what you're doing in your imagination, okay? All right. I feel as well like this situation will quantum leap me into your preferred reality. It already did. It already did. see y'all got the plug reference. Princess, not when I realized I was the plug. I no longer need to date them. You're fucking hilarious. Ah, dude. Okay. Hey, Olivia, do you believe in the integration period? You are my teacher, so I know a good amount of things, but sometimes my body isn't with the shits. Okay, Ashley, I love you, beautiful. All right. So what I believe, like with the body, it's the nervous system, okay? So you feel tension, you feel your state in your body as well, which is why things like EFT are very helpful, okay? So EFT is helping you to move that energy out of your body, because the energy, you're changing yourself on a mental level, but you're not addressing the energy in your body, okay? Now, this is the thing, you guys, about integration or the purge or this or that. You are subject to what you think you're subject to, okay? You're subject to what you think you're subject to. So it's not that anything has to be. It's just that that's something that you've accepted as a part of your journey, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? But do some EFT tapping, Ashley. It will help you to move that and just keep doing everything else that you're doing mentally, okay? I'm entering a totally new chapter. I don't want to do what I went to school for anymore. I feel pulled in a more creative direction. I don't know where to begin. Okay. Well, definitely do it, princess, because you're manifesting being paid to exist. So this is whatever it is probably leading you there. Okay. Not fuck movement. That's my new favorite phrase. Oh my gosh. How does mental health play into your manifestation? Can mental health be manifested, or does that ignore the problems that need to be addressed? This is such a good question, Manon. So it depends, right? In my opinion. Now, first of all, anything can be manifested. Your mental health can and is being manifested, okay? To be honest, it's probably not even your fault. Like all the shit that's around the world, we're all depressed and we're all anxious and we're all crazy, and I have this disorder and I have that disorder. Let's be best friends with our disorders. You know, it's all around, but it doesn't help that, you know, the light, man, life get to you, okay? Listen, shit. Life will get to your ass, okay? So it's a thing. Now, if you are this is the thing about mental health and manifestation, okay? Manifestation is a mental game, okay? So manifestation is literally dependent on your ability to control your mental. So if your mental is fucked up, you know what I'm saying? It's harder to manifest, and then it makes it like, now you just got another problem. You see what I'm saying? Manifestation becomes another thing that you're failing at or doing bad at or not feeling good enough at or whatever, right? So what I suggest, let's say you're struggling with your mental health, and let's say you're trying to take the manifestational route. If you're at a point where, you know, you're thinking about hurting yourself or something like that, or you're at a point where you're like gone, you know, get a therapist, okay? Go seek help for that. If you're at a point where you're like, I'm not quite there yet, but I want to see what I can do manifestational wise before I go and seek help outside. I would say do things that are low maintenance, okay? So things like subliminals. You can have subliminals just playing in the background. Mental health subliminals, you know, feeling better subliminals, confidence subliminals, whatever. Just playing in the background while you're doing whatever it is that you do anyway. Sleep tapes, sleeping to, you know, something that is, like something that, once again, addresses your mental health. Something that's like, you know, I'm feeling better, I'm feeling confident, I'm feeling happy, whatever. Sleep tapes, subliminals. That's what I would suggest, because they're going directly to your subconscious. So it's not something you have to contend with on a conscious level. You can even tell yourself something like, I think it's, what is it? Every day and every way I'm getting better and better. Every day and every way I'm getting better and better. But even that takes like will to do, which when you're depressed or having mental health issues, sometimes you don't have the will to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you can have the will to just press play on some subliminals, that would be good. All right. But yes, you can. You can even revise. I think that would be a good idea. Revise. My mental health has always been perfect. you know? But like I said, again, mental health is something to be addressed, you guys, because that a lot of people are trying to manifest all these things. I'm trying to manifest my person, but I'm literally like losing it inside. And it's like, that's just causing you more mental stress. You see what I'm saying? It's not actually helping you. And then you're thinking that having this person in your life is going to make you feel happy. And it's not, bruh. Okay. All right. Personally, I have manifested better mental health. I'd interrupt certain thought patterns and affirm what I wanted to feel instead. I love that. And yes, that works very fucking well, you guys. If you are at that level of awareness where you can catch yourself when you're in the old story, then definitely, catch yourself, stop yourself, and trade it with something else. How do you deal with the ego mind and opposing thoughts? It often feels like internally fighting with yourself. That's a very good question. First of all, understand that it's normal, you guys, okay? It is normal for your mind to fight you. Your ego mind wants to keep you safe and it sees everything as a threat, okay? This green smoothie is so good, you guys. It's from Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Anyways, okay, so it's normal. Second, I like to say it like this. This is also something that can help you with anxiety, but it's awareness, right? So instead of being in the mental fight, come above it and watch it, right? So your ego is telling you, you're never going to get what you want. You can, instead of being in it, like, oh my God, yeah, you can be the observer of yourself. Oh, my ego is telling me I'm never going to get what I want, right? And it takes you out of being in it. It's like instead of being on the roller coaster ride, you're watching yourself on the roller coaster ride. Okay. So now you have awareness. Now you're watching yourself. Oh, then you can see that this is kind of just a story that I'm used to telling, right? Because the ego be telling you stuff and it's like, it's so convincing. It's like, yeah, no, totally. That's impossible. That's never going to work, and when you just let that ride, it's like, damn, I guess so. But when you actually look at it, I be telling y'all, answer logic with logic. You're never going to get what you want. Well, is that true? Because I'm a goddess and I manifest things all the time. I probably am going to get what I want, actually. You know what I'm saying? So the internal fighting, yeah. But kind of like, I think there's a balance between accepting, right? Like sometimes we can have this relationship of fear and anxiety towards our opposing thoughts. Like, oh my God, I'm having opposing thoughts. That means I'm not going to get what I want, which makes it amp up even more. You know what I'm saying? Like what you resist persists. So instead, it's like, oh, I'm having opposing thoughts and I can still get what I want. There's a version of me in the infinite universe that thought opposite thoughts and still got what they wanted. So I guess that's the version I am. And it diffuses the like urgency of like, oh my God, of you resisting the experience that you're in, right? Now, also, just like Princess was saying, you don't want to let that ride as well. You don't want it to just be like, yeah, I guess I'm not going to get what I want. No, I always get what I want. And you answer it, right? So there is a little bit, it is a little bit of an internal battle, but it's more about which side of you is getting more airtime. You know what I'm saying? I'm intending that makes sense. Okay. How would you go about quantum leaping 500 euros? I thought at some point I wanted 12,000 because it felt more reachable, but then I thought that ain't what I want. I want to be set for life. You mean 500K? I would say just first of all, deciding that that's the reality that you're in. And then what implies that? Like, how would your life change, Summer, if you were set for life, if you didn't have to work? And what if that was true? Just go there mentally. What if it were true that you were set for life? Okay. What if it were true that you were set for life right now? How does that feel in your body? Can you decide and maintain that state or return often to that state that it is done? This is my life now. Can you see that reality is bendable? I will tell you guys something I read in A Course in Miracles where they were saying that, you know, we're the ones that assign like levels to miracles. There's no levels to God, right? It's all the same. The miracle of 12K, 500K is like the same. It's us that puts it, you know, up higher and say that that's less attainable. Okay? But Summer, become that version of you mentally that is paid to exist, that is set for life. Okay? I love that. Not feeling sucky anymore. Very grateful for this. I love that. Amazing. How to stay encouraged with delays. Do you want it? Like, that's the thing, y'all. Do you want it? Like, if you're burnt out, if you're at the point where you're like, man, fuck this, take a break. Give yourself the day, relax, right? But if you want it, persist. Persist in having it instead of getting it. And that's going to help you, okay? Persist in having it. Isn't it wonderful that it's done now, okay? 500 million. Okay. Yes. Love that, Summer. She said, girl, add a few zeros. Okay. Yes. Really think about it, Summer. Get into your imagination. If you have $500 million, your life would be very different than it is right now. What would that be like? What would you be like? I would say maybe even see yourself like, what would imply that you have that? Would you move somewhere? Would you buy a house? Would you live on a yacht? What would it be like? And see yourself doing that. Okay. All right, guys, we're at 40 minutes and I'm at the end of the chat, so I'm going to slide. But I'm intending that this prospers you all immensely, and I'm absolutely sure that it has. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, there are links in the description. But other than that, I'm sending you all infinite, infinite love, and I will see you guys in